Hi everyone, it's Tanya and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a cozy autumn book tag created by Lucy over at Bookbell, and I will link her video down below in the description box if you want to check out the original tag. But yeah, so it's finally autumn. Actually in Russia autumn starts in September. I never really knew that it was a thing for autumn to start like somewhere in the end of September. I never really realized it before, like I started watching like American, English, like foreign booktubers. For me actually autumn starts in September, like 1st of September autumn starts. Okay, so maybe for some people it starts later. I don't know. So now that autumn has finally came for everybody, I think it's the time to do some cozy autumn content. Let's start with the questions. The first question is, what book always reminds you of fall or autumn? I don't know, I cannot say that I'm like a very seasonal reader. I don't think I am. But for some reason, like when I think about cozy books, right? Because like autumn is a very cozy season. When I think about coziness, I always think either about classics or about fairy tales. So if I want something cozy, if I want to have like a cozy evening with a book, I would pick up either of these two, either classic or a fairy tale. I don't know, just something about language, I guess, in classical literature that kind of soothes me. I cannot really put my finger on it what it is exactly, but for some reason classics feel very cozy. Maybe because they're so slow paced. Obviously classics is like a very broad term and there are so many different writers who wrote differently. When you think about like old classics, maybe like 19th century, you would think about something slow paced, something just cozy. I don't know, just like 19th century classics, I guess. Russian, English, what I read of it, yeah, they just bring not peace, but they just kind of soothe you. And the same goes for fairy tales. So fairy tales, if I want something just like easy and fun and nothing to think about, so then it would be fairy tale. Also like Brothers Grimm fairy tales. I remember when I was a kid I really liked Brothers Grimm fairy tales, and I really want to get like a full collection of Grimm fairy tales illustrated. I'm already looking at some different editions that I want to get because I really want to have more fairy tales in my collection. Currently I don't really have many fairy tales. Don't have any fairy tales, to be exact. So yeah, I want to get like traditional classic fairy tale collections, illustrated preferably, because fairy tales, they're magical and there should be illustrations. So yeah, fairy tales and classics, those are like my cozy reads. An interesting thing, since I'm Russian, like we don't really celebrate Halloween that much. Like only maybe students in universities, like, you know, like young people in like young groups, schools, they might do it for fun, but like actually it's not part of our culture. Halloween is like not really celebrated a lot in Russia. That's why fall, it's not a spooky season for me, you know. Like when I think about fall, I don't think about spooky books. I think about cozy books that you can read like with like a blanket, with the rain outside. But those are not necessarily like, those are not spooky books for me. Those are for like more maybe magical books for me, or like I said, classics. So yeah, I think it's because we don't have Halloween. That's why fall like has never been associated in my mind with like spookiness or scary things. It only was associated with like, because there are so many different colors, right? And like in the nature, like yellow colors, red colors, everything becomes so bright and magical, and that's why like fall season associates more with like magic in my mind, you know. Like also coziness, because that's when usually me and my parents, we would go to the woods, we would burn like a fire, we would have like a picnic in the woods, and it was all so cozy and lovely, and that's what fall associated in my mind with coziness, family, like all the different colors and magic, and like not really like spooky things. Next question, what is your favorite autumnal book cover? I think for this, from the books that I currently own, I have to go with Anne of the Island. Like, if this doesn't speak autumn to you, I don't know what will. To me, this is like the ultimate autumn book cover. Like, look at all the colors, and I feel like it's very, very beautiful. So yes, this I think is the most autumnal book cover that I currently own. Also, I have this edition of Uncle Tom's Cabin, and for some reason this also really like kind of gives me autumn vibes. I haven't read the book. If you read Uncle Tom's Cabin, I think a lot of like people from America have read it, so let me know what you thought of it. But I think that I think it's just the color, like this yellow color with like this black pattern, for some reason just also gives me like autumn vibes. What is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? Again, I don't really have an autumnal drink. I always drink the same thing. I always drink my green tea. My green tea with mint. Recently I discovered, because we went to like our Iranian friend's house and they gave us like black tea with cinnamon. I never tried this combination before. It just didn't occur to me that you could mix cinnamon with black tea, but it's actually so good. So now I also like this cinnamon tea, black tea with cinnamon. It's really good, and I feel like it also fits autumn, but I will drink it in summer too. But normally when I read, when I am at home, I don't eat and I don't drink. I just sit and read, because like I can only concentrate on one thing. I either eat or I drink, or I either eat or I read. I cannot do two things at once. My brain just doesn't understand this. When I am at home, I don't do that. But if I go to coffee shop, so then yes, then I have like a cup of cappuccino. Usually I always get cappuccino, so cappuccino and sandwich. That's what I have usually in coffee shop when I read. In my recent vlog, where I read Familiar Things, which I absolutely adored, you can watch it here if you haven't. I went to a few coffee shops and it was such a good experience. I actually really enjoyed it. I rarely go to coffee shops to read, but I actually really liked it, and I was so productive with my reading. So I guess I'm more productive with my reading when I am out of the house, like away from all of my distractions, and I will do it again, because at home I really am not so very productive with reading. Only maybe in the evening. When I read, I suddenly have the different thoughts. I should do this, and then I should do this. Maybe I should check out something on the internet, and it, like, you know, it really distracts me. But when I was in coffee shops, you know, I was away from all of that. I should go to coffee shops again. Next question. Do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? So I have already mentioned, usually late, not late at night, but like in the evening. I did a video also, I will link it up here, where I tried to read very early in the morning. I woke up at 4 AM every day for a week, and I tried reading, and I was very productive in the morning with my reading. But the most difficult part was to wake up, like to get up. Like I wake up, but then like getting up is a struggle. But if I push through, if I actually get up and sit reading, then I'm very productive also in the morning with my reading. Yeah, but the struggle is to get up. But in the evening, yes, if I finally sit down and read in the evening, then yes, I enjoy the experience and I can be quite productive. Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? Now, I am not a very much spooky read person. I don't read a lot of spooky books because I have an imagination. I have an imagination. And then if I read something spooky, my imagination just blows. And then I start imagining things, and I start hearing things, and I start like envisioning things. Like it's actually scary. I don't like it. I don't like what the spooky books do to me and spooky movies do to me. So I usually don't read like spooky, scary books. I tried a few. I tried a few. So for example, I read The Fall Keeper by Franny Billingsley. It's not really a scary book. Like, it's, I feel like people who read scary books on a regular basis, they will be like, what is this? It will be nothing to them. But for me, it was just very atmospheric. It was just it wasn't even very scary for me, but it was atmospheric. I'm trying not to blind you, you know. This is a book about a young girl who is a fall keeper. In this world, there is this like magical folk that lives like under the ground, and they affect lives of people on the ground. So they can spoil the crops, they can kill like domestic animals, and in order for them not to do this, there is this job, fall keeper. So these fall keepers, they kind of keep this folk at bay, so they kind of calm them by different methods. They can, it's a dangerous job, and only like poor people do it because it's dangerous, it's painful, they suffer a lot. And our main character, she is the best fall keeper in the region, and then she gets invited to work for this like rich and affluent family in their mansion. And so she arrives to that mansion and starts taking care of the folk there. And it's like, it has all this like rainy weather, dark corners and dark forest and dark caves, you know, like old family mystery. So all of these elements, they add up to like this dark atmosphere, which I feel like for people who associate fall with this like spooky season, and if you don't want to read like anything like really scary, if you just want like this little bit spooky atmosphere, a little bit like darkish, it's not dark, it's just dark-ish atmosphere, so then this would be good. I actually really liked it. I think I will come back to it at some point when I like forget it a little bit more, but it was good. It was fun. It was just a fun read. Another book that is also like kind of dark-ish, not necessarily like scary, but just has this like just atmosphere which I enjoyed, but didn't really like put me in a terrible state of mind, was We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I really liked the way this book was written, like the language. I feel even the language in this book gives you this like mysterious kind of atmosphere that people like in fall. So in this book we follow two sisters and their uncle. They live in a village, but they live on the outskirts of the village. A few years back, all the rest of their family was poisoned, and the whole village thinks that it was the older sister who poisoned them, because she is the one who does all the cooking in the house, and she has always done all the cooking in the house, and people died after they had dinner. So that's why everybody in the village believes that it was the older sister who murdered the whole family, and that's why they're kind of shunned away by the whole this village society, and they live by themselves. On like the younger sister only very rarely goes to buy like products for them, like the groceries, and for the rest of the time they only live in this house and don't go anywhere. And so it has this like mystery to this, so what actually happened to this family. It also has like relationship, because it's a rich family, and there is this legend that they have riches stashed in somewhere in the house, and so it's also like people from the village and like people from other places trying to get hold of that treasure. So there are a lot of things going on here, even though it's a very short book, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was very good, and also not really scary, like not there is nothing scary there, it's just like very atmospheric. It was perfect for me because I'm very bad with scary books. What is the ultimate comfort read for you? I don't really have like a comfort read. Maybe Harry Potter, but just because I grew up with the story, and you know, just there is something very cozy and calming just about like imagining Hogwarts and being in Hogwarts. I don't know, just For some reason Harry Potter always calms me down. The first book of Anne of Green Gables always also puts a smile on my face. I read some chapters sometimes. What is your favorite autumnal reading snack? Like I said, I don't really have seasonal snacks, and like I said, I don't really eat while I read, so I don't have reading snack, autumnal reading snack. No snacks. I don't read a lot. I don't eat a lot of snacks. Like, I try not to eat snacks. So, and I've never really was like a snack person. No snack. What is your favorite autumnal candle to burn while reading? Again, I don't burn candles in the house. We don't buy candles. We don't use them. I feel like it's a waste of money. I'm sorry, but yeah, I just don't buy candles. And I also heard that they're not very good for your lungs, so that's also a reason not to use them. But yeah, we don't use candles in our house. That's why I don't burn candles while reading. When you are not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? I really like going out to parks and just walking in the parks. I don't need like to do much. I just like walking and looking around, just strolling, you know. I don't like very active things. I like something chill. Chill and calm. Just go for a walk, maybe sit somewhere in the coffee shop and with a friend and just like drink and talk and look out of the window. You know, I like chill things. Something not tiring. So yeah, just going for a walk, maybe sitting in a coffee shop with a friend, looking at all the beauty. So yeah, that would be perfect for me. What is on your autumnal reading list? After the Victober, somewhere in November, I hope to read Elantris, and like I said, I like fairy tales, so this is fantasy. I hope it's going to be something fairy tale-esque. I feel like it can be autumnal read. I hope so. I don't know. Let me know if it's autumnal, if it's cozy, if it's fairy tale-esque. But just, I know, this cover, it also has orange, so it can be autumnal looking. And I have recently done a video about all the books that have been on my TBR for a very long time and that I want to finish. So obviously some of them will be read in autumn, so you can watch it here if you want to. And yeah, I think that's it. So those were all the questions. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you are a seasonal reader, if you choose your TBRs according to like seasons, because like I can't tell that I do. I just read whatever I'm in the mood for currently. So yeah, let me know if you do that. Let me know any of your answers for any of the questions, like, do you burn candles? What is your favorite autumnal drink or autumnal snack? What are your favorite autumnal books and books that remind you of fall? Let me know what in your mind fall associates to. Like I said, for me it's not really a spooky season, it's more like a fairy tale-esque season. Cozy season, but not really spooky. Let me know what you think of autumn and how you perceive it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was interesting, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a very good cozy fall day. And I will see you soon in the next videos. Thank you very much. Bye.